everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we are excited to be talking about Sweet Magnolias. We're finishing up the season 3, maybe finishing up the series.
Possibly.
Could be. I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Anna's here.
Hey, everyone.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Busy as usual. Lots of things going on. But yeah, it's, I was happy because I do feel like if this is the end of the show, I do feel like it ended on a pretty good note because the last episodes were so sour, and here it was better.
Yeah, it was definitely better. And even like the last scenes, I was like, if this is the end, I can take it because I feel like, I don't know, I just felt happy and like, kind of seeing everybody's kind of like together and, so I was like, I can be pleased if this is the end.
So I still don't think that the overall season was successful, but I am a little bit conflicted because I put in on Rotten Tomatoes. First, I put in our first review, which was positive, our first recap. And that bumped because there's only like 7 reviews for some reason on the show. And so that bumped it up to 78% fresh, right?
Wow.
And then after the last one, I was like, oh, this was bad. So I changed it and put it to rotten.
Oh, no.
And now it's down to 51%. And I feel like I have such power. I'm very conflicted.
That's a lot of power. 51, 78. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot. A lot of power.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. But yeah, overall, I would still, I think, lean negative on the season, unfortunately. But I do love, the leads. I love so many elements of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these 2 episodes, and we'd love to hear, if you're listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And we have a playlist with all of our content for Sweet Magnolias. And we have an interview with Deion Johnson and with Brooke Elliott from last year that are a lot of fun. So you can check that out. But this episode 8, is called Beat Me at My Own Game. And it's Ronnie gives Kathy what she wants, but it comes at a steep price. Eric meets Jeremy and comes to a realization. The kids rally to restore a playground. So overall, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was all right. I do think these 3 were all better than the last 3.
Yeah.
So that probably, plays into it. But I thought this one was all right.
Yeah, I agree. I think these were better than the previous 3 because the conflict made more sense. And I think that Helen's conflict was very weak with Ryan. And the fact that you couldn't figure out some kind of compromise that would be a deal breaker feels very, very weak to me.
Yeah. For if these people supposedly love each other, like, this much, it just like, how could you not reach some kind of, resolution or something?
Like, I think most people would live anywhere to be with the person they love.
I think so. I do think that's true.
Yeah.
I think you and I can relate. So we're just like, what's wrong with you people? Because we've like lived in different places and we're just not like super, super attached to like any place. So,
yeah, especially when there's nobody that they have like a caregiver responsibility for.
Yeah.
Like if she was caring for a mother or obviously children or something like that, like then it makes more sense. But it just doesn't. It just falls very flat. Very flat. And so yeah, that was frustrating. And then the fact that she used that as an excuse to get mad at the girls.
Yeah.
It was just bad. It was bad.
It really was bad. My mom was like, you guys did not like this.
No, we did not.
She was like, it came across. You guys did. I said, well, I'm like, calling it like it is.
Yeah.
They weren't good episodes.
No, because the thing is it doesn't matter that the characters are doing unlikable things, or that if they are unlikable characters, that's fine. What matters is if they behave in ways that aren't sensible, that are unreasonable. And so then you're just like, it leaves you just kind of frustrated, like, okay, I guess these characters are insane because it's not making any sense what they're doing right now. So yeah, but we start out this episode cleaning up from the raid at the Sullivans. And did we understand? I still don't know if I quite got what the whole Trish thing was. What the heck was that?
It was something about Ronnie and Kathy. They showed them having some conversation and talking about someone in their family, or talking about how, like, I don't know, it was like a saying in their family or something, like not to be a Trish, or I don't know. It was, but they were, it was, I guess, something related to their family. I don't really understand, but
like, frankly, Kathy should be in jail. Like, you can't do this to somebody's property.
Yeah, they brushed that so quickly. They were just like, oh yeah, they couldn't find fingerprints, they disabled the cameras. And I was just like, okay, so I'm like, what? I'm like, you're not gonna like try to, I don't know, find any more information? Like,
it doesn't matter if you feel there's some kind of grudge or whatever. Like, you can't do it. It's illegal. It was insane.
I mean, not to mention, I guess she had insurance, but yeah, the loss of like all that food and closing for like, a whole day or half a day, whatever it was, it's like, yes.
Yeah. And she's just trying to get money. I mean, is that all?
It sounds like it. It sounds like she wanted to open a restaurant, but then she, like, Miss Francis told the bank people that like she wasn't trustworthy person or something. And so I guess her word went to Dana Sue to, like, get a loan, or I don't know, something, or money, and a loan. And so she just felt like she was, taken from, I guess.
It's bizarre because she seems successful.
Yeah.
Like, what? She says that Ronnie says to her, why are you being such a cold-hearted Trish? And I was just really confused. And then he says, all you know how to do is set fire to things others build. And we never excluded you. You excluded yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she basically says, like, if you want me to go away, you have to write me a check. And that's what he does.
Basically, yeah, she just gives him kind of an ultimatum, and she never like fully admits to like doing it, but we assume that she did it. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, before I gave her a check, I would make her sign some kind of NDA, or something. I don't know, just something that legally would make it so she could never be a part of our lives ever again. I would make it in writing if she's going to get a check from me.
Yeah, especially for, we don't know how much, but assuming a large amount of money. Yeah,
it's a lot. I mean, enough to be pretty upsetting to Dana Sue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it had to be like, I don't know, 30,000-40,000. I don't know how much, but it had to be, a good chunk. Yeah.
So we have this whole thing with Trotter, and it was really funny. Our friend Kristen was watching the show for the first time, and she's like, what is this person? This yoga teacher? I was like, oh, Trotter. And she's like, that's his name. I'm like, yeah. Like, I know.
Yeah, it is an interesting name. Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
But his old mentor is sick, needs help with his children, and so he's gonna go and they're gonna adopt the kids, I guess.
I guess, yeah. It sounds like he's like basically like knows he's gonna, he's gotten like a, what do you call it? Like he knows he's gonna pass away. I guess, relatively in however many months or whatever. Yeah, basically they're gonna go help him until he does, and then I guess, yeah, they will, I guess, adopt these kids that are in his care.
Yeah. So we have Maddie. She's making this presentation about the state of the town, and I was still surprised that we didn't get a running for mayor.
Yeah, I was too. There was a couple surprises, and that was one of them, is that it wasn't her. Yeah.
Because again, she only has like 2 jobs, so she needs to step it up. So then we have the girls finding Maddie's notes. And Dana Sue finds her note, Matt and Helen finds her note from Maddie. And so then we get on the path. And I thought that when Dana Sue is talking to Maddie and she says, "I wanted to call you," I thought that was some of Brooke Elliott's best acting of the season between the two of them.
Yeah, no, that was very good. It was a good scene.
And Maddie says, "I'm sorry that I'm always trying to fix everything." And so, yeah, I mean, the conflict was stupid to begin with, but I guess sometimes in life we have stupid conflict. I just feel like for such long friendships, it was frustrating.
It was. And I was glad at least that Helen kind of admitted that like it was basically like a pride issue and she just like went over the top because this is just ridiculous. Yeah.
So then we have this scene between Isaac and Annie, and he tells Annie, says the rules are to keep you safe because she's still being grounded.
Yeah.
For her.
Grounded forever.
Lying about her relationship.
For the car and the relationship and how it was all, found out.
Yeah. So then we have Ty and Olivia. They're studying stats. And she says, "I'll tutor you in stats, but this is contingent upon you taking lessons on how to flirt with girls."
Yeah, I don't really get what they were doing with this.
I agree.
I'm like, first of all, I want Ty and Annie to be together, so I'm against this. Also, it just feels weird. I don't know. I just felt
because if they weren't going to have Endgame be Annie and Jackson, why would they start a whole new relationship for Ty?
Yeah, I don't get it. And then it's strange. And then it gets more strange. The more episodes you go, it just makes less sense.
Yeah. Speaking of weird relationships, we have Eric and Genevieve. They're like flirty pool playing, and he asks her on a date. And so, they're trying to kind of make that happen. I kind of wondered, did they just think that we're having more seasons or what?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. Like, it was like, because it's an interesting choice to like introduce a whole new character who also works at the spa, who's also gonna, be a love interest for somebody. It just seems like kind of a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then like we didn't even see her after that, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's like we never saw her. I'm like, okay, where'd she go?
Is she in the next episodes? Let me check.
I know she's not in the last one because they were like, oh yeah, she didn't feel like comfortable coming to the party or whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't see her in my notes at least. So yeah, that's weird. And so then Dana Sue finds out about the check And Ronnie says it's the only thing that would make her go away. Kathy has nothing. We have everything. And then he says, I do not agree with what you've done, but I understand why you did it. And then you see Kathy leaving town. And she says to Bill, she says, you should come with me. Don't we all deserve a fresh start?
Mhm.
And this is sometimes the best thing you can do for the people you love is leave.
When you're Kathy, yes. When you're the Kathy of the family, you should leave, please.
I mean, I feel like Bill has so many dependents that he kind of needs to stay.
Exactly. I would say Bill needs to leave, but that's like irresponsible with how many people he's fathered in this town. He needs to be there and not be an absent father.
Yeah.
So he needs to stay there. But he's a distance away, so it's kind of a happy medium.
Yeah, like was it Castlewood or whatever?
Yeah,
I mean, the Kathy was just a total miss of the season.
It was. I think it didn't work. I don't think it did what it was supposed to do or what they thought it was going to do.
No, they needed her to be more like delicious in her villainy. She needed to be more fun. She needed to be sexier.
I thought about somebody or a good villain that's fun. Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time?
Yes.
Okay, like Regina, like she was a fun villain. Like,
good
this
call.
Kathy, she was not fun. It wasn't juicy. It wasn't like, it was not that energy, it was.
And I was thinking also like someone like Vanessa Williams in like every role she's ever played. Or like on Ugly Betty Years, where it's fun.
Like there's some fun. You're not just like roll your eyes, grit.
Yeah, with a Southern edge to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, which can definitely be done by the right person.
Yeah, she needed to be she was just totally forgettable in this. And so it was a miss. It was really, really a miss. You want her to be somebody that you love to hate.
Exactly. And you don't love to hate her, you just don't like her.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here she comes on screen again.
And like no chemistry between her and Bill. I mean, I don't think anybody has chemistry with Bill, but just nothing. So. Nothing.
There's no sizzle. There's nothing.
And like we're supposed to believe that also that Maddie would be like tempted at all by Bill when she's got freaking Justin Bruning right there. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a miscast. Like,
no,
there's some miscasts that are really clear, and I just feel like that, like Chris Klein in that role is just a miscast.
He needed to be like we talked about before, like Sawyer in Lost, like somebody with a little bit of swagger too.
Like you said, Jesse Metcalf would have been really good.
Yes,
I think that's a good call. I think he would have been really good. He could have walked that line,
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And so then we have the kids restoring the playground. They're going to do like a Dungeons and Dragons theme. That was fun. It was cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. And we have Helen talking to Farmer Jeremy about the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where Helen runs into Eric.
Oh,
yeah. And so we also got like a little, it might be the next episode, but we get Farmer Jeremy with Noreen.
Yeah,
the next episode.
Solidifying going on with this stuff. I'm like, okay, I see where you guys are going.
Did you see this Zoe 102? Did you watch that movie?
No, I didn't. No.
Well, because Kristen was telling me that I guess Jamie Lynn Sigler looked a lot different in this than in Zoe 102. And I was like, well, because she's watching the first season. I'm like, well, that was filmed in like 2018.
Season, that's true. Literally filmed in 2019. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. I never watched Zoe 101, so I didn't watch the movie.
I didn't either.
Yeah. But anyway, then we have Ty visiting Annie. He gives her the cup phone.
Yeah.
It was cute.
A little reminiscent. Yeah.
I wanted more payoff. but it was cute.
I did too. And not really the payoff of Cece having to see it, but some like payoff between them two.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
And
him use it at night or I don't know.
And then we have Maddie and Cal taking tango lessons.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that
It was good. It was good. And then she tells Dana Sue tells them that the vow renewal money went to Kathy. They're like, no, we still want to do it. We still want to have it.
I thought that was sweet. They're like,
it was sweet.
Like, you guys deserve this. You know, we want to do it.
I'm fine with vow renewals, but I don't think I should be expected to bring a present.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know.
That's my one thing. I'm like, I've already given you a present once for your wedding. I shouldn't have to bring you a second present.
Yeah, no presents required. No. Just celebrating, no presents.
Yeah, like if you have a party, awesome. But that's my only qualification. Especially as a single person where it's like I get 0 parties. You've already had one.
Not getting another, well-priced present.
No, absolutely not.
I agree. I don't think any presents should be requested.
All right. So then our next episode is called A Game of Telephone. And this is an ex brings tensions and more to the table during a dinner with Maddie and Cal. Kyle deals with a secret admirer and Dana Sue has a change of party plans. So I was a little bit confused about what was going on with this dinner.
Okay, my first question was, have we ever seen that guy before?
That's what I thought. Like they were acting like,
because I'm like, okay, have we seen it before? Because if we have, we don't remember, and you should show us what he used to look like. Because I'm like, nothing is coming to mind.
Like I was trying to think back to that. I was trying to think back to the whole like baseball party, the scene, and I was like, was he there?
He must have been, and I just do not remember whatever they're talking about that he looked like, not like that, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally didn't remember. I wish they would have shown us like something, like a flashback from the party of like 1 second. I don't know.
Yeah, I was confused and like, what is going on? And then we have and you were supposed to also remember this woman that she evidently had a thing for Cal.
Oh, yes. I did remember. Because
in the bathroom, they were like, Cal doesn't have a thing for you anymore. Get over it. You need to get over him and get over yourself.
Yeah, she really told her.
But I had no memory of her.
I don't think we ever saw her. I think he only mentioned her like 1 or 2 times to Maddie because like I guess she's his most recent ex, but yeah, we never saw what she looked like. I don't.
Yeah. So I was just a little confused about this whole thing. Whenever it would come back to the dinner, I was like, what is happening?
What is this? Who are these people we don't know or care about?
Yeah. And so then Kyle is trying to figure out his secret admirer because Nellie said at the end of the last episode the flowers were not from her. Mm-hmm. So he's really confused.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's Lily.
Yeah, that was my other like shocking surprise is that Maddie's not going to run for mayor and that the secret admirer was Lily. That was totally not what I thought at all.
Yeah.
I think it was one of his 2 friends. I mean,
Yeah. And she says, you are honest, authentic. And she then asks him out for pizza.
Yeah, it was sweet.
It was sweet. It was good. Yeah. And they go on a date and it's cute.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast. My name is BJ.
And my name is Me Too. And we promise this promo is worth it, so please don't skip ahead.
We're 2 judgy friends who put our judgmental skills to work for you. We review the pilot episodes of new and popular shows and shows that our listeners request to answer your question, should I watch this?
Look, a lot of us are spending a lot more time at home, and yes, we should be reading and trying new projects and enriching ourselves, but does anything beat binging a great show?
Let us take the guesswork out of deciding what your next show will be. Tune in to The Pilot Podcast at thepilotpodcast.com.
They have this whole thing. They're doing the vow renewal, but they're saying, oh, only a few people, like, don't worry about it. And yet everybody they talk to is like, oh, we really want to come. I really want to come. And it gets like,
We'll
bigger
bring
and
this
bigger
and
bigger.
come.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not all stingy like I am saying, I'm not going to bring any presents. They're like, please, let's give more.
Yeah.
And the thing is am I going crazy or did I not know that Eric was a pastry chef? I thought he was just like a regular chef.
I thought he was too. When they were acting like he was the king of like pastry dessert stuff, I was like, what? I was like, I knew he had these like legendary brownies, but other than that, I just was a chef. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was the go-to guy for making a
In
cake.
all of Serenity, the
Yeah.
only person who could make a cake.
Yeah. So, I mean, no wonder Kathy wanted him bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
I
really
can
confused
see.
about that. So then we got our little flirting between Jeremy and Noreen. He brings her goat milk.
At the spa. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is very flirty and sweet.
Yeah. And that actor, who's it that plays Jeremy?
Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen him in one other thing, and it was
Chase Anderson.
filmed in Atlanta too. Maybe he lives near there or something.
He
I like
is
him.
very
Yeah.
hot.
Old is he? I can't tell.
I don't know how old he is.
I was like, so your love interest is Dana Sue, your love interest is Noreen. I'm like, this is two totally different ages. Like,
That's
what?
true.
I was like, how old is he?
Let me see if it says online anywhere how old he is. He's 35.
Okay. So kind of, I guess, between their ages in the show is supposed to be, if that's his age in the show.
Yeah. So I guess he was on the show Naomi. That was a good show. Got
I did
canceled.
see him in that. I do remember he was in that. Yeah.
And he was on the Dynasty reboot, I guess.
Ah, okay.
So keep hiring him. He should try for Hallmark.
He should.
He really should. Yeah.
He would be good.
He would be a great hometown hunk.
Yes, because he's like that perfectly hometown hunk, very attractive, like believably attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Looks good in flannel. Yeah.
So then we get Olivia and Ty. They're like flirty studying. Then Cece comes up, apologizes to Ty. And then Ty says, "Oh, I see Cece in a whole new light now."
I thought it was like
what?
believable and understandable that they could both appreciate the apology later versus back when they were both upset. So
yeah, I mean, I thought that was all kind of water under the bridge though. At this point, I didn't realize that was still like a thing that needed to be apologized for. Vicky and Drew thing that was the name of the couple on the date.
Okay, yeah.
Double date.
They must have showed him at that thing, and
yeah. And so then Annie tells Dana Sue, "I want a love like yours someday." So that was very sweet.
That was very sweet.
Yeah. And then Bill gets a memory between Katie and Kyle confused. Nice. And they act like this is the worst thing ever. I am not kidding you. My mom almost always says our names incorrectly. Like she'll be like, she sometimes goes through all six of us until she's like, okay, you over there.
I mean, you're probably right. See, there's only two of us, which I feel like you can easily remember. But once you get three and more, I feel like it'd probably be easy to confuse. So I should probably be more kind to Bill because that's probably believable. You can confuse.
Like literally, sometimes she'll be like, Megan, Rachel, like you child.
The one in my mind.
Getting the names confused between Katie and Kyle in the list of Bill sins that is that's nothing.
Extremely, that is basically nothing. He's got a lot of stuff.
Yes. And so then Bill sees kind of the muddy playground. He's like, oh, we gotta do something. We gotta help. And we find out that Maddie evidently wants to write children's books.
Yeah. She has inspired by Katie in these letters. Yeah. And she wants to, do that. Yeah.
She that'll be her third job.
Yeah. Since she's not going to run for mayor, that's her other.
But it's kind of cute because then her mom's gonna illustrate.
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
thought like, okay, this could be a nice, nice.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we had Paula, right? Paula's her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Paula, uh, she starts in this. There's this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name.
I know,
He
yeah.
was pretty swoon worthy though.
He
It was
was.
good.
He was. He just shows up and he's like super charming and
Yeah.
fresh off a divorce, loves her art. It's like, come paint some more art in my house for like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you want,
Come
Okay.
paint at my house because they had dated before, right? Or she knew him before, and then
I think it sounded
he
like
married someone else.
I can't really tell because he said like if you hadn't turned me down or something, but it sounds like he's loved her art for a long time and they've like for years just known each other and met up to talk about. I guess he does it all in his house. I don't know.
Mhm. So Helen's like debating about whether to call Eric. And I've written down, I didn't know Eric was such a cake guy. Who knew? Who knew?
Not
Who
me.
knew? So yeah. And then Annie tells Dana Sue to apologize to Eric and get him back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
Final episode is called Save My Place. Eric makes a decision about his future. Miss Paula announces her new plan, and the town turns out to celebrate a happy couple, but an unwanted guest appears. So then we have Dana Sue meeting with Eric, and she asks him to make the cake and to come back to Sullivan's. She says, I failed you as a boss and a friend. Please let me make it right. And he says, I betrayed you. And then he admits that he's been working for Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
So drama.
Yeah.
Dana Sue. I mean, I really don't think he has much to apologize for.
And he really didn't know. He literally like did not know. I mean, like at all. So
Yeah. I mean, he was just looking at another job.
Yeah. And he just needed to like do something and like not be there and not see Helen. So, that's,
Yeah. I was a little bit confused about what was going on with Katie. They were acting like she was being bullied or something.
I guess like the idea she had for the story, they were worried, like they're like, are you telling us this idea to try to tell us like this is what's really happening? Or like this is truly just for the book? And she was like, no, this is really just for the book. And they were both kind of, relieved.
Yeah. So then they're all helping Harlan with his dad. And and then Helen tells Peggy that she should run for office.
Yeah, that was one of the things I did not see coming. I'm like, oh, this is totally not what I thought. Okay.
And I mean, because she also only has like 2 drops. So
yeah.
But Helen says, I will run your campaign.
Like, how does Helen have time to do that? She's a lawyer. She helped with the spa. She, is on this foundation.
I mean, my question is there anybody even running against her? Would there be anybody? It seems like there's nobody who even wants to be mayor.
Yeah, they haven't told us anyone else is interested. So I don't know.
Because the guy resigned.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mary Vaughn. I can't remember his name.
They haven't had any whispers of, oh, so and so is also talking about running.
And evidently, all you need to do to escape campaign financing and embezzlement charges is just move. As long as you don't live in that town, you're fine.
Apparently, police in Serenity don't do it. I don't think we've ever seen one. It's really weird, actually. We've never been seen a police car, a policeman. Like, they just never show them. People just get away with crimes all the time.
And so then they have this fundraising video that they make to help for the playground.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun.
Lily kisses Kyle in front of everyone. I would
Yeah.
faint. Oh my gosh. No, my first kiss to somebody be in front of like all these people.
Yeah, I mean, especially somebody that you'd been like totally secretive with for so long. It seems like, would you really?
Seems like a move you wouldn't do.
Yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was funny.
It was a good unexpected thing.
It was definitely. And then Bill, he's back. He's saying he's sorry. He's sorry about everything. And then we have Annie officially breaking up with Jackson. I deserve better. We're done.
Yeah. She told him. I was like, good for you. Go run into the right man right now.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, I felt a little bit bad for Jackson because it's not really his fault that his family moved.
Yeah.
But as we know on the show, like moving is the death knell of relationships.
It's like Chesapeake Shores.
Yes.
It seemed like, I don't know, it kind of made it seem like after that accident, like she like never like heard or saw him again or something.
Yeah.
So he kind of like ghosted her.
Yeah.
And so that was I was like, okay, that's not cool to just like totally like, if you want to break it off or you say, I can't do this because of my mom or whatever, you should do that. But don't just like, don't just ghost her and just never.
Well, and she runs into Ty's arms and he says, what can I do? And she says, just be there. These poor teenagers. They're dramatic relationships.
Oh, very dramatic.
I mean, I've said this many times. I only had one friend in high school who had a dramatic relationship. And that was my friend. That was my friend Meredith. And she married her high school sweetheart, and they're still married to this day. All the rest of everybody just like kind of hung out and like, went to dances with people and, a few little dating. But I mean, it is possible that I was just completely unaware because I was very naive. But like, still, I don't think it was that exciting. Most teens just
the most dramatic thing that ever happened in my relationship in high school was I had a big fight with my boyfriend on prom day, which is, I guess, movie worthy. Slightly, but not an interesting movie. It'd be horrible, but it was a really horrible experience. So
oh no! Did you actually get to go to prom? Did you make up?
Yeah, we did go there. We just fought before, the middle, and end. The whole time fighting, avoiding each other, coming together, fighting. It was movie like, yes.
See, that would be a good episode of the show. That would be really good.
I will not consult. I'm traumatized.
So then we have Eric. He suggests a tower of cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you feel? What did you have for your wedding cake?
See, I think what they did was good, because what we did was we were trying to save money and things that weren't as important to us, which people probably wouldn't think cake would be important, but to us it wasn't that important. So we just had we had a few different kinds of cakes, and then we also had a gluten-free cookie option. But we just had different kind of cakes. So similar to this, I think cupcakes would have even been better. We would have had just different kind of cupcakes. I would have liked to make it better.
I'm a fan of the cupcake idea, especially because I feel like you could like have more fun with the whole like feeding each other a cupcake.
Yeah, that's true. And
like it's a little flirtier.
I think the cupcakes is a little bit keep the germs. Everybody just touches the cupcake.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was dying. Our friend Terry, she went to a family wedding this last weekend, and she was doing like the play-by-play on her Twitter, and I was dying laughing. And She was like, she had finally got to the cake, and it was like the smallest piece of wedding cake I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I saw the picture. I saw the picture. She was like, this better be good or something.
It was so funny. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It seriously was like a cracker. It was so small. It was so funny.
But I
And,
think the cupcakes are good because you can have different, like they had different
Yeah.
kinds.
Yeah.
And so then people can, because a lot of people like different kinds of cake. So there's
Yeah.
something maybe you like more than just everybody has the same thing.
Yeah,
So
you can do like different fillings and also like make it vegan really easily. So you could just have like a couple vegan cupcakes. Yeah, I'm a fan of the idea. I mean, I would always pick good pie over cake, but I would pick good cake over mediocre pie.
Mm,
So it has to be
okay.
because a lot of pie is not great.
That's true. It has to be a pies. I feel like can go. You can easily more easily have a worse pie.
Yes, that's right. I mean, like 99% of cake is pretty good.
It's decent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like ice cream that way. Like there's fancy dancy ice cream, and then there's like plain vanilla ice cream, and it's all ice cream.
Yeah. That's
In
true.
fact, sometimes they get too creative with the ice cream. I'm not a fan, especially when they're putting like lavender and stuff in it.
Yeah, there's a place here, that does that crazy stuff. Like they have one right now that's chocolate potato salad. And I thought that sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. I like both those things.
Yeah, is that the salt and straw?
Yes, on straw.
Yeah, gross. I hate it.
So weird. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Not me. Especially if they're gonna make them all taste like perfume.
Oh yeah.
Mm. Right.
Yeah.
If I've always said this, like I think the best cake, if you're gonna have, is yellow cake chocolate frosting. That is the best combo because it's like a little bit of chocolate.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah. I also love any buttercream frosting. I really love.
Yeah.
I could just eat buttercream on anything. So that's also a winner. But that's good because people get vanilla and chocolate.
Do you remember the weird moment in the pandemic when the internet was transfixed by cakes that don't look like cakes?
Yes. Some of them really did not look like cakes. It was crazy.
So weird. It's like, what? The thing is, though, is all those cakes are disgusting.
Yeah, because they probably have to be weird textures and stuff.
Yeah, and the fondant is like so thick.
Yeah.
Gross.
To stay in those weird shapes.
Yeah. So Dame Sue tells Eric, I don't like freelancers. You're coming back full time.
Yeah, she scared me. I was like, why is she acting like that? And I was like, oh, okay. Woo. She just wants it to be, there.
I mean, as a freelancer myself, I didn't take offense because
good.
she wanted him. She wanted him there full time. So then we get this whole conversation between Isaac and Paula. And they talk about the keeping secrets. And so then Paula decides she's gonna go with this guy.
Yeah, for as long as she's happy, she says. Yeah. I'm like, wow. What did my grandmother say? Oh, they were romancing. Yeah, that's what she was
Jimmy,
saying.
that's the name.
Jimmy and Paula out away romancing at his house over art. Yeah.
I'm excited for Paula. God, she gets some action.
A thrilling thing for an older woman. Definitely.
Yeah.
Any woman, but especially.
And I feel like they had pretty good chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe it.
So then Helen brings the flowers for Dana Sue. She sees Eric. And then the whole town is at the vow renewal.
The whole town.
It was very sweet.
It was very sweet. I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm. And you have Kathy and Bill showing up at the renewal.
Yeah.
And she's got the gift of the tea set. And she says she's sorry. And then Bill leaves with Kathy. And they had absolutely no chemistry
He
at
took
all.
her away. At least he took her away.
He took her away.
When she said, you know, I feel like I want to stay now, I was like, oh, no way, no how, not in Serenity, not bless you, no, I don't care.
Go away. Yes. And we got Heather Headley singing, which
I was gonna
filled me with
say,
joy.
I know you're happy because
Yeah.
Heather Headley was singing and she sounded amazing.
Oh, she's the best singer. I
She's
love her
really good.
voice.
Her voice
Yeah.
is beautiful.
And the vow renewal was very sweet.
It was very sweet. They did a
It was
really
very
nice
sweet.
job.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody coming in and the
Mm-hmm.
vows and the pictures.
Yeah. And then we have the Annie and Ty holding hands.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna start dancing, but then they were just standing there holding hands. I was like, okay.
And they said, worrying is how some people express love,
Mm,
which is true.
yeah.
Because they've been talking about, you know, all these love languages
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
with Dana Sue and Ronnie and Annie and everything. Then Lily, Annie, and Cece are chatting it up, and they're sort of presented as the three new Serenity Sweet Magnolia girls.
Yeah, they do.
Even though I didn't even know that any of them were friends with Lily.
Yeah, oh, well, definitely. Well, they showed her talking to Annie a little bit at VBS, but I mean, other than that, I didn't really know that they talked to each other that much.
But it was a cute way to kind of, if this is the end of the series, it was kind of cute to have sort of the three younger girls and the three older girls.
Yeah, yeah.
It was cute. And then Helen catches the bouquet.
Yeah, that was unexpected. Another unexpected thing. I thought for sure Maddie would catch it. I was like, I was just gonna catch it. Nope.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you get the Eric and Helen looking at each other and Kel and Maddie dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And so that's why I kind of thought, I'm like, hey, to show these younger Magnolias, you know, Cal and Maddie are happy. Helen and Eric are looking at each other. Ronnie and Dana Sue have just renewed their vows. Everybody's like in a good place. I'm like, I can be happy. You know, if it's the end, I can just be like, okay, I can imagine what happened and just.
yeah. So overall, it was a pretty good ending to the season. So here's what we're going to do. For the people that listen to this episode, I want you to comment either on Twitter or in the comment section whether you think as listeners, if you think that I should give this a positive or negative on Rotten Tomatoes. If you think that I've been more on the fresh side or on the rotten side, and I want to hear your defense of not what you think of the season. I want to hear what you think I think of the season. That's what I want to hear. I think it'd be interesting to know because right now it is rotten. And I do think that's where I'm going to keep it, but I'm open for.
Because okay. So what's the percentage it goes rotten again?
It's 60%.
60% it goes rotten. Over 60 it's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't remember. That's lower than I thought. I thought it was 70 for some reason. Okay.
No, it's 60%.
Oh,
and
wow.
So yeah, I feel like the show has been uneven. The conflict has been weak. The writing has not been there, but I still do love the three leading ladies, and the teenagers I think are uniformly very strong.
So good.
Yeah.
Hard.
So it'd be fun to hear in the comments what y'all think. So yeah, but and plus then we'll know if you listen to the whole episode in the comments.
Yeah.
So put it in there, and let us know what you think in general. I would be curious to know your thoughts on the season. And I mean, Anne, what would you give it out of if you were doing 1 to 10 on the whole season? What do you think you'd say?
It's hard. Okay. I would say at most a 6.
Yeah.
I'm like between a 5 and a 6. So I guess like 5.
Same with me. So you're on the same.
Like similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's worthy of a 7. So I feel like maybe 6.
Well, let us know what you think. And please, if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews, 5 stars. We sure appreciate that. And Anne, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at awscott21.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure that you're following us at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. We have our playlist with all of our Sweet Magnolias content. So make sure to check that out. And check out the Patreon group. That's the biggest way that you can help us. And we have our watch along coming up with Peter Sullivan, director of many made for TV movies. So that's going to be really fun. And then we also have the merch store. You get tons of fun Hallmark inspired designs. So check that out. And thanks so much. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.